Assalamu alaikum, shalom, grüß Gott, bonjour, privet, dobar dan, and welcome to this comparison. In this video, I will talk about two amps powering my ELAC Vela speakers. And these two amps are the AUDIOLAB 6000A Play on the left and the ELAC DS-A101-G on the right. Now, I will talk about the sound and I will talk about the software, the app. And it is quite simple to compare these two. The left one, the AUDIOLAB, sounds much better, and the software experience, the user experience of the ELAC is much better, much better. Now, the sound. The AUDIOLAB amp, the 6000A Play, sounds like Andrew Robinson described it, and I couldn't put it into better words. It is a full-bodied, nuanced, neutral sound. And I will tell you one thing, I told you that in my last video too, or in one of my last videos. This amp, the AUDIOLAB, made me love the sound of my speakers, and this was the second amp or the second system. This is a all-in-one device that made me love the sound of the Velas. The first one was the Cambridge 851A with a streamer, and as my DAC I used the where is it? I can show it to you. It's here. So it is this DAC, the Project DAC Box S2 Plus. So I had to use this to make the Cambridge amp, which is much more expensive, sound a little bit better, or I would say on par with the AUDIOLAB. Now, it is full-bodied, it is nuanced, it is snappy, it is very transparent. It reminds me of my studio monitor days. I started hi-fi with studio monitors because I liked the idea, the approach of having the amp inside the speaker. And I had a few very good speakers. I can remember the HS8 by Yamaha, that was amazing. And there was one German speaker that is called Nubert A200. That was amazing. That, in my opinion, that sounded even better than the A300. It had a more transparent mid-range. Now, back to these two. With the ELAC, these speakers sound like high-end Bluetooth speakers. Even if I'm using, not Bluetooth, even if I'm using the streaming that is built into, the streamer that is built into the ELAC amp. So I guess the experience of AUDIOLAB when it comes to DACs is very important in this case, because it is very transparent, it is snappy, all the instruments are displayed with ease, even in complex passages with a lot of instruments and one or two singers. It is always very easy to hear everything and to locate everything, to hear exactly where it comes from. And that isn't as good with the ELAC streaming amp. It is, I would say, it is something for beginners and for people who really appreciated the software experience, the app, the possibility of AirPlay and Roon. With this one, with the AudioLab, you only get Spotify Connect. And I know there are some other things like Amazon Music, Tidal, and so on, but as far as I know, you have to use the Playfi app. And the Playfi app really doesn't give you that much of possibilities, especially when you compare it to something like this. I'm really impressed by the app and the stability of this amp. I'm really impressed. That is amazing because I know the predecessor, the EA101-EQG, and that really wasn't that good. I made a video maybe 2 or 3 years ago about that one. They look almost the same. This doesn't have a headphone jack, and it doesn't have room correction for the speaker. This only has a room correction if you use a subwoofer. So it has something like a blend function. Now, back to the sound. This sounds more, or this makes the speakers sound more like a high-end Bluetooth speaker, and this is, in my opinion, in this room, with my speakers and with my experience, this is hi-fi sound. It is so delicate. I really love the sound of this amp, and I can't say the same for the software, for the app. I wish there was an amp that looked like this and worked like this, but had the sound of this unit. And you know what? It could also look like this and work like this. And because I guess you can have both. Maybe you would have to buy something like the Unity Atom, or I don't know if there is another Class AB amp that could match the sound of this one and the looks of this one. Write it down in the comments if there is anything else. Maybe the Roxanne Atessa streaming amplifier, because that has an amazing software too, the Blue OS software, and sounds great, I guess. Now, I hope I can try that one day and compare it to the 6000A Play. So, that was the rave part about Audiolab's sound, and now I guess there will be something like a rant, because the software is really buggy in this case, and not so with the ELAC. So this forgets everything. When I turn it off, just even in standby, it forgets that I like to use my amp with a turned off display. So every time I turn this amp on again, it shows me the display, and I have to turn it off again every time. That's not the case with this one. And this always changes the input, and this doesn't. Maybe, you know, that we are in the middle of 2022, maybe Playfi or AudioLab or whoever will release an update, and to be honest, I think Playfi will have to release a lot of updates to match the quality, the user experience of the app by ELAC. And I know it isn't ELAC itself, it is a Canadian company that does the software, the app for ELAC, but you know, ELAC managed a way to have a great user experience with their gear. And that is the case here. I really love this one. It is very easy to learn another remote, to use another remote with with this amp, but I always used my smartphone. Now, there's another thing. If you want to attenuate the volume of your amp, of your music, this one is amazing because you can use the buttons of your smartphone, and it increases or decreases volume in tiny steps, so you get exactly the volume you want to. And with this one, it is a pain in the you know why? If you use the buttons of your smartphone, the plus and minus, the steps are so big, and that isn't fun. It is just, it is too loud, and then when I decrease volume, it is just not enough. I want to hear it louder again, and if I press plus, it is too loud again. Now, either too quiet or too loud. And there is one solution to that, one workaround. If you use the slider within your control center, with using my iPhone, there is a control center, and there I can slide the volume up and down, and that works. But using the buttons on the left of my iPhone, the plus and minus button, that doesn't work for me. I'm happy I did find the workaround, and so it's okay. Now, overall, like in the beginning of this video, the left one sounds amazing. That is why I will keep it, and I will hope for software updates by Playfi, and I did already sell this one. I tried it, I love the looks, it's small, it sounds good. Like I said, it makes the Velas sound like a high-end Bluetooth speaker, but there is still a gap between a high-end Bluetooth speaker and a high-end hi-fi sound. And that's what I want. I want hi-fi sound, and the AUDIOLAB is really amazing. I hope I can also try the Omnia one day. I will have to wait for a bargain on that one, and that's it. If you have any questions, just ask me. I will answer within a few minutes or hours. If I did forget anything, ask me. If I remember one thing I wanted to tell you, but I forgot, I will write it down in the comment section too. So the communicating, the sharing of experience doesn't stop with this video. It continues within the comment section. And yeah, that's it. I hope you will have to get the chance to listen to for yourself. As I always say, don't judge gear by its review. If you have the chance, listen for yourself. Keep peace in the middle of your mind. Have fun, and have a nice day or night whenever you watch this. And bye bye.